Good morning, everybody. We are outside of a coffee shop in a beautiful little town called, hold on, wait a minute, Valeggio sul Valeggio sul Min We're at a village called Valeggio sul Mincio, and I'm standing outside of a beautiful Roman church. I think it's a Roman church built in the 1600s. I tried to look up some information on it, but it's all in Italian. My Wi-Fi stinks. Anyways, we stayed at a house last night, which was very nice. It allowed me not to have to set up the tent and I would take a walk and get some food, and I hope you enjoyed the meal. I sure did enjoy the meal yesterday. It was way too much though. I mean, it was a lot of beef. I just had some focaccia and mozzarella cheese. It was fantastic. Speaking of mozzarella, I'd like to take a long ride today, if possible. We'll see how it goes. But what I'd like to do is, I think it's about 105 kilometers, is the city of Parma, and they're famous for the cheese Parmesan. So I'll get a brick of Parmesan in Parma. Should be nice. I've finished my focaccia and my coffee, and it's time to go. So let's get a move on. One of the really cool things here in Italy are all the alleyways. You know, everything's so vivid. I guess what I'm saying is Italy is colorful in people and culture. The reason I think we can make up a lot of time today and do a lot of distance is that the profile, the highs and lows today are very small. Two, I think a lot of the paths we're gonna ride are gonna be sort of like this, in which case there's not gonna be a lot of like things that are gonna be slowing me down, like cities and stoplights and whatnot. That's just my guess from the beginning. Let's see if it pans out. The other thing is that other than, you know, like maybe some cathedrals and stuff, there's probably not too many landmarks. I should be able to put down some speed. I just put on some sunscreen, and I am fed and watered. So let's go. I was flying the drone yesterday, and I edited some of the footage last night. Oh boy, it looks very nice. But I noticed like you could see fish swimming around in Lake Garda, like big schools of fish. Some swans chilling out. But yeah, big schools of fish. Big fish too. People pass by in pods. For example, here's a group of cyclists coming by. Looks like a school. Hello. Oh, this is a big one. This must be a school. Hello. That was sort of like a school. I'd been passed up by groups, like a bunch of groups of riders. There were about maybe 10 max. Headed up by somebody in some spandex. I think maybe it was like a, you know, like a commute ride or something, or a group ride. I mean, what is today? Today is Friday, I think. Yeah, May 5th. Oh, yesterday. May the 4th be with you. Annie sent me that message. It's quite crazy. Anyways. She's become American, but yeah, that was a big group. I think that was more of like a high school class or something. which if you take a high school class out, that's pretty cool for a ride. It's better than playing on your iPhone. Here, I'll show you the Cottonwood. This is Cottonwood. Watch this. Oy, 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 oy. Oh, all over everything, me included. See what I do for you guys? I'm gonna have hay fever tomorrow. Two things here. First, sounds like an airport. I'm listening to a podcast, but I'm stopping here and I can hear just the humming of worker bees collecting nectar from what I think is lilac. It sure smells like it. And lilac reminds me of my mother. We used to have lilac trees all up and down our backyard. They were purple though. This is a really nice ride actually. It's paved very cleanly. Has some lilac growing on the side and all sorts of poppies and these red flowers here that are hanging out. And then we've got wildflowers and whatnot. Yeah, there was a poppy over there. I was able to identify some poppy when I was in Czechia because there grew poppy everywhere. It is, yeah, it's a very nice ride. It reminds me of some rides that I took really all over the world. I mean, there's a lot of different countries I rode through that had similar trails, but the one that kind of sticks out to me is Japan, riding alongside the drainage canals that run out of Tokyo. And Ryan, my friend, who was a teacher in Japan, and I used to run, that was a bug on my sunglasses, used to run the tumbling snow. Anyways, we used to run along the river's edge, and it would turn into dirt trail and then like paved trail and some different things. I mean, we're talking like downtown Tokyo.
Oh!
Ciao!
Ciao!
Hello!
Come va?
Yeah.
Bene?
English.
Italiano.
Nice.
Bello, bellissimo.
Yeah. 26.
Ottimo.
Yeah.
20.
You may not be able to speak to each other in the common language, but our common language is three wheels. This is kind of interesting. Porta Garibaldi. Porta means door, so this is a huge gate they used to, I don't know, protect and defend. Either I think that was the old city, and then that was like the farmland, probably where the commoners were growing vegetables and stuff. Hello, but it's kind of nice. I mean, this thing was built in like the 1500s. they built things to last back then. There's some graffiti and whatnot, but it is interesting to drive through a place like this from time to time. There's a lot of places like this here in Italy. As an American, we don't have things, you know, that were erected in such a way so old. It's not like I can go through downtown Detroit and walk into some. We have like old train stations, and we have some old infrastructure, you know, and we have like urban exploring stuff. But this is like truly like historical exploring. Anyways, we are in the city of Manitoba, and I think we might try to stop for a coffee or something. Mantova. My pronunciation is horrible. All right, guys, we are leaving the river behind, and we are headed towards, I don't know, some pastures or something. I mapped out everything that I'm riding on a app that it's called Map Out, and I love this thing. I mean, I've used that. I downloaded the entirety of all the roads in the world. It took like forever, but it's stored on my phone now. Every road, everywhere. It was updated fairly recently. I very rarely run into roads that don't exist. All these green paths kind of run through, and right now we're riding on the National Cycling Route BL16. I think we're going to take that for at least 30 or 40 kilometers. And Eventually we're going to get to some ups and downs and a valley where there's a river running through it. It should be quite nice. Why am I telling you? You're about to see it. Anyways, onward. Stopped for some lunch. My first spaghetti. I've been in Italy for a few days now. I've got to have spaghetti. So good. This smells fantastic. It's got mussels and more mussels. I think it's mostly mussels with the red sauce. Ooh. More than mussels. There's squid in this. Calamari. Sometimes it's nice to order food from a menu you don't translate. You're just sort of surprised. Whatever comes out, it's gonna be good, eh? Funny story as I ride. Today is much more rural. Obviously we're out of the tourist area, so it's just long riding through the countryside. It's pretty. It's just fairly uneventful. Hold on. We're gonna go a little left and then right here. Yeah, intersection of nowhere and nowhere. I was looking at the Nest cameras at our house, and Annie messaged me and said there's a couple of police cars out here, and I was like, well, okay. She's like, they've been sitting out here for a while. I says, well, sometimes the police, you know, kind of hang out and talk to each other from car to car. And anyways, they ended up leaving, and then Annie went to pick up Eva from school, and she told Eva about the police cars. And then I want to fly the drone over this little river here, but and then I just I just goofily said, yeah, they were waiting out in front for you, honey. They're gonna send you to jail. And I smiled and I laughed. And then I looked and I saw Eva's bottom lip quivering. Her lip was quivering, and I'm like, oh no, I made a mistake. She starts crying full on. What did I do? And then Annie was like, why did you do that? I was like, it's just a joke. And I was like, honey, it's just a joke. They're not. And she's like, they're gonna take me away from you, and I'm gonna be alone, and I'm gonna be in a jail, and no, I'm not gonna be able to see you guys. It's like, honey, calm down. Let's calm down. Dad humor sometimes does not work, especially my sarcastic dad humor. Poor kid. She's got a dad with a stupid sense of humor. All right, the path has evolved yet again. We came out of the countryside there, all that low-lying farmland, and I took a little side road up high, and now we are up on a elevated bank of a river, I think. And this reminds me a lot of the ride into Tokyo. As we came into Tokyo, a lot of these channels started to form, like these viaducts, and they were really at these high banks, and at the tops of each bank there was, you know, a bicycle trail. Well, they're snaking through the whole city. You might as well put a bike path on top. So I will be on this for a little while. I'm not exactly sure how long. It's hard to tell from the map, but we'll be on this for a little while. Looking in my rearview mirror, it looks like there's a biker gang coming up on me. They span the whole road. Ciao. Hello. Horrendous trail. Holy cow. I don't know what they're doing here, but they're growing cottonwood trees for a reason. I mean, there's entire groves of them. Do cottonwood trees produce like a good lumber or something? I don't know. I know one thing they produce. White shit snow. It gets up in your nose. Holy moly. Can you guys see? Can you guys see ahead? Let me stop, you can see. Oy vey. All right, folks, we are at 77 kilometers. I am wiped out, super tired, very dehydrated. It's been about 30 kilometers since I had a drink. Parched, man. I'm gonna get to the next city here in about 5 kilometers and just chug, chug, chug. Hello. I don't know if we'll make it to Parma. I want to, but it's getting sort of late. It's almost 6 o'clock. I'm hoping that when we get to Viadana, which is, like I said, just a few kilometers ahead, and I drink a little bit, that I catch my second wind or something, because right now, super slow. Super de-duper slow. Yeah. Viadana. Viadana. Give me some cold water, Viadana. I will be indebted to you. All right, guys, we're in Viadana. I haven't gotten anything to drink yet, but I decided to book a cheap place here. So we were just gonna crash here. It's 6 o'clock, 30 more kilometers till Parma. I think tomorrow we will just ride to Parma, make it a short day. It's 30 kilometers. When we get there, we'll find a place to chill out, explore the city a little bit. I can edit some videos, and then the day after that, we will start crossing the mountains over to La Spezia. I have a feeling if I'm up to it, we should only be 2 days over the mountains. My knees are pretty sore, and I just don't want to push them over the limit. Better to be safe than sorry when it comes to my body.
Turn right onto Vicolo Ginazio, then your destination will be on the left.
Here it is. All right, apparently their parking is around the back. Hey, I like this. Very hidden. I'll take it. This place is only 60 bucks a night, which in the whole grand scheme of things isn't very expensive. Man, having all those fuzzies all day was a pain in my... I'm covered in fluff. Both of my arms. Can you see that? Just covered in fluff. All right, let's clean up. I'll talk to you later. All right, guys, I feel a bit like a new man. Annie just messaged me this in the next day or two. It's going to be Alicia holiday. And one of the things that you have to do is you have to eat tea eggs. If you don't know what tea eggs are, I won't hold it against you unless you're Asian, and then I will hold it against you because you should know. Tea eggs are basically the eggs that are marinated in like a tea broth, and the tea penetrates the egg, and the egg turns like a golden brown, and they're sold everywhere. But normally they're really notable to eat during the Lisha holiday. And Annie says that she's making a whole bunch of eggs because Eva is going to take them to the national park and she's going to sell them and she's going to record it to people. I really burst her bubble because I was like, you can't sell eggs at a national park or anywhere on the street without a permit. You're going to get in a lot of trouble. She's like, what? What? People can sell lemonade. I'm like, a kid can sell lemonade out in front of his house, but you can't go to a public place and sell eggs, especially like considered a dairy item. What do you think? Do you think she would get in trouble? She's like, maybe I'll do it until I get in trouble. I'm like, don't try it. Don't try it. Anyways, we're gonna walk around and get some food or something here in Viadana. The weather seems to be cooperating more and more. Tomorrow, which was supposed to be raining, it's going to be just cloudy, and then the subsequent days are not even going to be rainy. They're just going to be cloudy, and it literally downgraded from rain to drizzle. Give me the drizzle. I don't mind a little drizzle. We're going a little simple on this one. We're going with the kebab. There's a kebab shop that was highly rated, and let's see how well. They put French fries in this kebab. They put everything in this kebab. Corn, meat, lettuce, a bunch of different sauces, French fries. It's a complete meal. Alright, well, I think I'm going to end it today. We'll talk to you later. Tomorrow, short ride to Parma, and we'll take a look around there. Talk to you later. Bye.